Money is not emotional. People are. And that is why most people never hold on to it. Money does not respond to excitement. It does not respond to announcements. It does not respond to pride. It responds to control. And control is silent. Watch carefully. The people who talk the most about getting rich rarely become rich. They announce business ideas. They announce investments. They announce big moves. They post before they execute. They celebrate before they earn. And their lives remain unchanged. Why? Because noise is a substitute for discipline. Talking about wealth gives the brain a false reward. There is a psychological mechanism at play. When you speak about a goal publicly, your brain releases dopamine. It feels like progress. It feels like accomplishment. But nothing has been built. That small chemical reward reduces urgency. You feel productive without producing anything. Money hates that mindset, because wealth is built on delayed reward. Wealth demands discomfort. Wealth demands repetition. Wealth demands patience. And none of those things feel exciting. Noise is emotional release. Silence is emotional control. And emotional control is the foundation of financial power. There is something else most people ignore. The moment you become loud about money, you attract attention. Attention brings comparison. Comparison creates pressure. Pressure alters decisions. Altered decisions weaken stability. Instability destroys wealth. Money prefers quiet rooms. Quiet rooms produce strategy. Strategy produces consistency. Consistency produces leverage. Leverage produces income. Noise interrupts this cycle. When you show your ambitions too early, you invite opinions. Opinions create doubt. Doubt disturbs clarity. Clarity is fragile at the beginning. Early-stage growth needs protection. If you expose it too soon, it collapses. The same is true for wealth. Money grows best where it is not constantly observed. When every move is public, you begin making decisions to impress, not to build. And decisions made to impress are expensive. Very expensive. People who chase visible wealth often lose invisible stability. They want cars before cash flow. They want status before structure. They want applause before assets. And money disappears from unstable environments. Money studies behavior. It remains with the disciplined. It escapes from the impulsive. Think about it. Impulsive spending is loud. Impulse investing is loud. Impulse decisions are loud. They are driven by emotion, ego, comparison. And emotion is unpredictable. Money avoids unpredictability. It prefers systems. Silent people build systems. They calculate. They observe patterns. They delay gratification. They reinvest instead of celebrating. They increase assets instead of announcing upgrades. They understand a simple rule. Attention drains focus. Focus builds wealth. The more people know about your income, the more expectations surround you. Family expectations, social pressure, lifestyle creep. Now you are not building. You are performing. Performance is expensive. Silence protects performance from becoming identity. Another psychological layer. When people see you rising financially, they measure themselves against you. Even friends, even family. Comparison generates subconscious tension. That tension subtly affects your environment. More requests, more competition, more negativity. The more visible your financial progress becomes, the more external forces attempt to access it. Silence limits access. Access control is power. People who build real wealth understand leverage. Leverage is built quietly. While others debate trends, they study numbers. While others argue online, they analyze risk. While others display symbols of wealth, they accumulate capital. Money is not impressed by lifestyle. It is impressed by structure. Structure is quiet. Discipline is quiet. Patience is quiet. Compounding is quiet. Compounding does not scream. It multiplies silently. 10% today. 10% tomorrow. 10% next year. Noise wants instant validation. Silence wants long-term dominance. This is why old money whispers. Because once you understand wealth deeply, you realize something uncomfortable. The louder you are about it, the more fragile it usually is. Real wealth does not need defense. It does not need explanation. It does not need display. It simply exists. Most people chase the image of wealth. Few build the foundation. The foundation is routine. The foundation is reinvestment. The foundation is emotional restraint. Emotional restraint is rare. That is why stable wealth is rare. Money loves silence. Because silence strengthens restraint. When you don't need external approval, you make better financial decisions. When you don't need to prove yourself, you avoid unnecessary expenses. When you don't need to announce success, you allow it to grow uninterrupted. Silence creates psychological insulation. Insulation protects assets. There is another truth people don't like hearing. The moment you make money your identity, you become vulnerable. If your ego is tied to income, you will defend your lifestyle at all costs, even if it destroys your future. Silent builders detach ego from wealth. They treat money as a tool, not a trophy, not a personality, not proof of superiority. Tools are used strategically. Trophies are displayed emotionally. Emotion destroys precision. Precision builds wealth. Money is not attracted to intensity. It is attracted to stability. Stability is calm. Calm is silent. If you want money to stay with you, you must become internally quiet. Quiet your need for validation. Quiet your need to announce moves. Quiet your urge to upgrade prematurely. Quiet your ego and build. Let the process be private. Let the growth be gradual. Let the results be undeniable. Noise invites interference. Silence invites opportunity. Money hates noise, because noise is ego. Money loves silence, because silence is control, and control is power.